Good evening, Danska. Well, evening. It's strictly speaking, it's morning for me. Hi, Big Ben. I'm just waiting a couple more minutes. Maybe a few more people want to join. Hi, Star Ghost. Can you hear me well? Is the mic okay? Hey, Ryan. Hey, 3D printing science. Perfect. We'll give it 3-4 minutes more and we'll do the raffle. The way I'm going to do this is I found a site. Let me show you the site. Let me pick this out. So this is the site which I found, where basically I can paste the link to the video of the 100 sub giveaway. I paste the link there, it picks out all the comments, and then I just click on a button and it picks up random comments. Whoever comes up first will get first prize, second will get second prize, and the third one will get third prize. So that's how it's going to work. In the meantime, while a couple more people join, I got goodies today. I got one awesome goodie today. And that is the new Flexion extruder. It's the Flexion HT. It is absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to install this. This will be going, let me actually put it here. This will be going on the Wanhao Duplicator i3 Plus. I have a lot of flexible filaments to try. So we'll be definitely doing a full review on this. And apart from that, I got a little something special from the guys at Flexion. They sent me an experimental flexible filament, which, as you can see, is extremely flexible. I mean, literally, it's just spaghetti. It's noodles which have been dipped in water for at least half an hour. So this will be fun. This will definitely be fun. So what I'll do is I'll record a video of the installation, just to show the ease of use of how to install it and all that. And we'll spend probably a week or two trying it out, every single flexible filament I have. And we'll do a full review out. So I think we can get this show on the road. Let me just do this transition. Wait, hold on. That transition. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the link from the 100 subscriber giveaway video. I'm gonna paste it there. It's gonna load the comments. And we're gonna pick our first winner. Hey, Zoe, how are you? Checking in to see if you win? So, I'm gonna pick our first woman. Winner, not women. I'm married, I cannot pick any more women. One's enough. So, 3, 2, 1. I win. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so fail. This will also pick out my replies. So I'll have to keep on going until I pick out an actual viewer. So pick out another one. Zenno Zangetsu. God. Zangetsu. You're our first winner. Congratulations. You will get to pick which out of these awesome 3 Kirby's you would like. Second winner is Izzyaya. And the third and final winner is Me again. No, wrong. Third and final winner is Improper Engineering. This is awesome. All right, guys. We have our 3 winners. Now, I really am happy. Hey, Unlikely Creators. I'm actually really happy with the turnout on the comments. And seeing as I'm over the moon with my 100 subscribers. Hey, Stephen. What I've decided to do is I'm going to give everyone a little something out of my comments. It might be something small. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be printing out a bunch of maker coins with all the sample filaments that I have. I have a lot of sample filaments. So I'm going to be printing a bunch of maker coins. And I will get each and everyone's address of who commented on that video. And whoever didn't win the first 3 prizes will definitely get a maker coin from me. Unfortunately, I still don't have any stickers yet or anything. So it'll probably be just a plain envelope with a written note saying, thank you very much for the sub. So yeah, that's it. Awesome. We have our 3 winners. So yeah, I kind of felt I wish I had the time to print many more Kirby's. I really wish I could just well, strictly speaking, I would have, because I got a question asking, but does that mean we should have commented a lot more times to get more chances? Strictly speaking, no, because I was still picked if someone commented more than once, and it came up more than once, I would have skipped that comment anyway. But yeah, as I said, I kind of feel a bit crappy that I can't give prizes out to everyone that's subbed. So as a little thank you, I will send you guys I wouldn't say too small. I'll do it slightly big maker coin. So the question now remains, how do I get your address details? So send me an email. Whoever commented on that video, I have the list of whoever commented until midnight, so no cheating. Send me your details, address on 3dmakernoob@gmail.com, and I will send out as soon as possible. These 3 will be sent out before Friday, so expect delivery in probably a couple of weeks, actually, depending on when you are. Or yeah, you can actually, you can either find me on Twitter, send me a direct message on Twitter, it's enabled, or send me an email, 3dmakernoob@gmail.com. Yes, I will type out the email. Actually, I can write it down on I'll put it down in the description of the live stream. So the names were Improper Engineering as second place. Third place. Second place was, let me find the name. I should have written it. Izzyaya. And the first place was, God, someone please remind me. Let me find, if I see the name, I'll remember. I know because it was there. Zenno Zangetsu. Hey, Lauren. Wow, there's quite a few people here tonight. I'm actually quite happy. So yeah, guys, that was the giveaway. As I said, all of you will be getting something. I'm gonna do like Oprah. You get a maker coin, and you get a maker coin, and you get a maker coin. But yeah, the 3 people that won the main prize will get these awesome Kirby's delivered to them. Awesome. Yes, send me your details so I can get working on it. I'll probably start printing the coins as of tomorrow, probably. At the moment I'm working on a couple of projects in tandem. I'm working on the review for the Prusa i3 Mark II, all the highs and the lows. I'm working on another video which involves Fusion 360. A little bit of a project that has to do with the Prusa and Tigger. And I'm also working on another side project, something I've printed about a week ago, but I haven't had time to do a proper video on it because it actually has to do with the weather. So that's really interesting. So stick around for that. Dude, if you do a giveaway in this format again, you should test some gold, silver, and bronze filament. Gold? You should print one on the Prusa during the stream. I should. I definitely should. And you know what? Actually, we can possibly do that. I can probably do a live stream on Friday evening. I'm not going to do it today for the simple reason is that it's midnight here and I have to be up for work at 6 o'clock in the morning. Great. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the comments because I was talking so much. So if the people, I got a question from Big Ben 4001. What happens if the people don't respond? So so what I'll do is I'll give the 3 winners. I'll leave them comment on the YouTube video to let them know that they won and to get in touch with me. If I don't get a reply, let's say 72 hours, 3 days, what we'll do is we'll do a couple more random winners. Somehow I doubt that they won't contact me though. Who doesn't like free stuff? You don't make the same mistake I did recently by printing out the coins as quickly as possible. No, I won't. I actually, if it's something I'm printing for myself, I have no problem rushing a job at all. If it's something I'm going to give to someone else, I want to make sure that it's as good as I can print it. So yeah, so don't worry, I won't be rushing it, I promise. And I'll try to use the most interesting filaments that I have. Angel Fent. Unlikely creators. What's an angel fent? Why don't I have one? I want to have one. I want to print it in glitter. Man, that protopasta glitter is absolutely awesome. I printed a reindeer. It's outside actually. I didn't bring it with me. But I have this. This is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. The glitter by the glitter PLA by Protopasta is absolutely awesome. I can try, Big Ben, a flexible filament. I actually can really try. I have a Flexion extruder here, which just arrived today, which I'm going to be installing on the Duplicator i3 Plus. It's their new version, the HT. And I am really looking forward to it. You know what, actually, I have some experimental flexible filament here, which was sent to me, I think I can use the word exclusively, to test it out, to do a review on. And if it works out fine, I'll do it with this, I promise. Yes, this is the best filament ever. I absolutely love this. And it's really really forgiving. I printed a deer yesterday that I found on Thingiverse. Excuse me. But I wasn't sure I had enough filament, so I had to print it without support. And I was nursing the print for about an hour and a half. As in, wherever there was a really awkward angle, I was literally holding the filament with my finger, burning myself, and then using the blade to sort of push it back down. And oh my god. But it worked. It printed. I'll show it off. If you go on Twitter, you'll see it there. I posted a picture yesterday. Hey, howdy origami. Right. So I don't know, do you guys have any questions for me? Do you, actually, better yet, is there anything you want me to cover going on? I mean, I have quite a few projects lined up. For example, I found something absolutely incredibly awesome on Thingiverse. And it blew my mind. It completely blew my mind. I can't say much of it because I want to do an episode of it. And I haven't seen a lot of people review this particular print. Hey, Latower. So I really want to do something special for it. And I thought to myself that that's actually a good something to do once in a while. Exceptional prints, which I can find either on Thingiverse, on My Mini Factory, on Pinshape, whatever. But this absolutely blew my mind. But it involves the weather, and it has to be a nice day for this to be showed off. So yeah, and it involves outside and sun, and I might have to print it again because I printed in PLA, and as Angus pointed out recently, PLA doesn't fare well in the sun. What I can add to that is it doesn't fare well even in 19-20 degree weather if it's direct sunlight. If it stays there for a couple of hours, you're done. So yeah, apart from that, I have reviews. I might actually have a couple of printers January, February coming in to review, which I'm really excited about. Printed channel, don't spoil the surprise. I am actually about to purchase my 4th printer. This time I'm going big. I'm going really big, and I'm super excited about it. But it's gonna have to wait till at least January, mid-February for that. In the meantime, I've spoken to a couple of companies who are willing to send over review units. Still undecided which ones, but hopefully all goes well, which will be a good platform. Anything I review from companies, I would like to try those printers being under 2,000 euros or equivalent. The reason being is that I want to keep this channel maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I want to keep this channel as noob friendly as possible, and the way I'm going to do that, my theory going forward is I want to simplify everything as much as possible in terms of terminology. While some things might require me to get technical, I don't want to be too technical. So I want to try to keep it as simple as possible because I don't want to scare people who are getting into the 3D printing world just now. It can be messy sometimes, but it just needs a bit of dedication and a bit of heart to do it. Let me just go through the comments a bit. Today. I think I just received an email asking for a maker coin. I think I know what you're talking about. If that's really cool, I hope it works. You bought a Raise 3D. Maybe. What do you like best, Delta or normal style? It's a very, very difficult question, and I'll try to simplify that. I so far have had 3 printers to use. I had the Prusa, the Wanhao, and the Micromake Delta. Now, the Micromake Delta was the cheapest out of them all. It cost me the equivalent of about 250 euros or 300. And honestly speaking, I absolutely love that printer. It has its ups and downs. It has its complications, but is just it can take a beating. Everything I throw at that printer, it prints, and I'm going to sort of break the mold of saying that it's a cheap printer by starting to upgrade it. I want to install a micro Swiss nozzle on it, a hot end. I bought the Biltac for it. I want to do so many things to it. Strictly speaking, I'm not going to say it's my favorite, but it's my favorite in terms of usability. It's just easy and it's fast. It prints really fast. Detail wise, Prusa, definitely Prusa. In terms of detail, hands down, absolutely insanely good. But detail. Everything else, I will say during my review. The Duplicator i3, that's just a workhorse. It just works. What other languages do I know? I know English, Maltese, very fluent in Italian. I know a little bit of Polish, a tiny bit of Spanish, but yeah, I love languages as well. And obviously I know the few words here and there of other languages. Teeny weeny bit of German, couple of words in Indonesian. Balinese, actually, not Indonesian. But yes, my first language is Maltese. But hola, La Tower. ¿Cómo estás? English, I kind of try to treat it as my first language, even when I think in English, so it comes easy for me. Italian, we live, Malta is very, very, very close to Italy. So growing up in the 80s, we didn't have Maltese TV or English TV. We only had Italian TV. So we've learned Italian by the age of 5, 6. We got to speak Italian. Nice going, unlikely creators. They'll be up to 100 in no time. Trust me. I'm actually quite stoked because we're up to 133 subscribers now, so I'm very, very pleased. So thank you very much once again. Gracias, La Tower. What got me into the 3D printing world? Fascination, actually. And to me, it blows my mind, even when I do something myself, as in I think of something that I need, and I think to myself, I can actually just design it and print it. So for example, and this is something I will do an episode on, it will be about functional printing. It's the thought of fixing something that you need. So for example, my wife needed a shelf for the bathroom, but we couldn't find a decent one in the shops. She told me, why don't you print one? And it just occurred to me that whatever I need, I can just print. And I designed one within probably 5 minutes in Fusion 360. And what, an hour and a half, 2 hours later, the shelf is in the bathroom and is being used every day. Then she came to tell me that we have some frames which do not have a stand with wedding photos on. So I designed these tripod frames which can hold a frame, and then they show the initials of me, my wife, and my daughter on the front. It's just absolutely awesome. It's so simple, and that's what kind of got me into it, the fascination of creating something. And the more I print, the more it fascinates me, the more I want to print more. And for some reason, I can't stop wanting more printers. It's like a virus. And And as I said, the next printer I buy has to be something else. I was actually thinking the 3 printers that I wanted to focus on for buying were either the Ultimaker 3, BCN3 Sigma, and the Raise 3D N2 Plus. And while the Ultimaker 3 has been really hyped, it looks like it's absolutely an amazing machine. I've never used an Ultimaker. Price for price, I prefer the Raise. It's also an underdog. I have a thing for underdogs. And I think it's a beast of a machine. It's absolutely beautiful. The screen, the user interface, I want it badly. Do you have a design background or mechanical engineering? Neither. However, I've always liked to tinker since I was a kid. And I used to love technical drawing when I was at school. I wanted to become an architect. That didn't work out, as you can see. But yeah, I love building stuff. I built my own mini mill, CNC mini mill. I've rebuilt my motorcycle into a custom chopper, almost done. And I love building things myself. I like taking things apart. I like putting them back together. I want to see how things work. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. With all the functional parts you are making, do you think you'll need to invest into special filaments? Actually, yes. I will be, because initially when I started this 3D printing venture, I thought to myself, it'll only be PLA. There's not much, I want to do other than PLA. But the more I print, the more I find things to print. Yes, I'll definitely be investing. I was absolutely blown away by the ease of use of Rigid Ink's ABS. It's the only ABS I have tried. But it just printed so easy and so nice, and the fact that it's much stronger. And they have the ABS Plus, which is ABS with nylon, which is insanely strong. Have you watched Print the Legend? No, actually, I haven't. CNC Minimal. Can we see that in the future on the channel? You know what? Actually, I probably will. The fact that the channel is about 3D making, the Mini-Mill, strictly speaking, does 3D objects. And it's, once again, it blew my mind that you just give it a piece of billet aluminum and you just shape a part that you need. I took a DaVinci 1.0 and I'm trying to make it into a foldable printer. That must be quite a feat, I have to say. I have one and it's basically running 24/7. I desperately need another one. Lauren, at this rate, I'm quite sure you'll soon have another one. I have 2 printers and I'm only 15. Wow, well done, Big Ben. How does Prusa print ABS without glue stick? Funny you should mention that. I just printed a part. I just printed that. Actually, hold on, because I cannot see what I'm doing without that. I just printed that. That is the cover for the Pinda probe on the Prusa. It's printed in Rigid Ink ABS. So far, I've only printed small things on the Prusa in terms of ABS, and it seems fine. I've had a few bit of issues with the heat bed, and I think I sorted it out. I'll sort of talk more about that during the review. I just have to make sure that I have figured out what the issue is. But small items, good so far. CNC and 3D printing go hand in hand, just adding another axis. It's true, it's true. Hey Jimmy, what's up? Oh god. What is your top 3D printer companies and top 3 filament companies? I hate these questions. So, top 3D printing companies is Micromake, Onehao, and Prusa. Very easy. And top 3 filaments, I honestly speaking, I cannot say. I can tell you that so far, I don't think I have enough experience with filaments yet. I haven't tried. I have a ton of sample filaments which I have yet to try, and so I can't really say which is my favorite filament. But so far, what I can tell is that Rigid Ink's filament is very forgiving, at least for beginners. It fills out pretty nicely. If you go on my Twitter, I printed a Christmas tree yesterday evening in pink, and it printed flawlessly on the Prusa. It printed so well that you can actually see the polygons on the Christmas tree, which the designer did. It blew my mind, absolutely blew my mind. How's it going 3D? Unlikely. Have you used the glue stick? Yes, I have used the glue stick. Not for ABS though, believe it or not. I was literally trying to get anything to stick on the heat bed, and I'll explain that in another episode. MetaHackers Pro PLA. Unfortunately, I haven't tried MetaHackers. Most of the US filaments I haven't tried yet. It's just, to me, to receive filaments from the US, it's just ridiculously expensive. So it's not really feasible for me. I'd love to try, and the only reason why I've managed to try Proto Pasta and I have a few other specialty filaments is because I spoke to 3D Filiprint, and they source samples from different countries. So that's the easiest way for me to get those. However, they also source full spools, so I'll be getting some. Yeah, Lauren, use hairspray. As you can see, I might not find a lot of hairspray running around my house. Sorry if you have said it already, but do you have dual extrusion 3D printers? No, I don't. I don't have dual extrusion printers, but I will have dual extrusion printers. What I will have before dual extrusion printer is the multi-material add-on for the Prusa. I have ordered that, it's on pre-order. It should be shipping out after Christmas, so hopefully by January I'll have it. And yes, when I get it, I'll do a live unboxing, a live build, and we'll test it out together. Never use a 3D printer, but 15 years using 3D software. What's the best slicer? So far I have used Cura, I have used Simplify 3D, and I have used Slicer Prusa Edition. In terms of ease of use and flexibility, I'd say the Simplify 3D. I've managed to dial in the setting for Simplify 3D for the Onehao Duplicator i3, and now that's all I use for it. I'm still getting to know a bit more the Prusa. However, the slicer seems to work very well for it, which is why I'm not in a rush. And I've just started dialing in the settings on Simplify 3D for the Micromake Delta, which seems to be working fine. I hope to try Simplify soon. Kura still works great for me. Kura is good. Don't get me wrong. I've used Kura on the Delta so far. It worked. It's just that it feels like Simplify 3D just gives you much more options. And even it's just, it feels intuitive where you can find certain things and so on and so forth. Even, for example, a simple thing like Kura. I love that Kura, in order to tilt or scale an object, it's easy. It's probably the easiest. The most complicated would be Slicer, at least from what I can see. I might be doing it wrong, but it just feels a bit more complicated. There's different settings, and even if you rotate on x-axis, you give it a number, and then you see it, but you have to exit out of that screen to see where it turned. So you have to go back in, redo that. Whereas with Kura, it's very simple. You've got the circles around, you just turn around. And with Simplify 3D, as soon as you write an angle, it gives you a preview of where it's going to be. Where do I store my filaments? I actually have a couple of big plastic boxes, which I store them in them. I leave them in a plastic resealable bag with some silica gel inside. Plus, I also put inside the plastic box, my wife buys these sort of clothes dehumidifiers. They're like pretty smelly boxes. So they smell nice, as in smelly as in smell nice. Actually, I might have one here. I think, yes, I do. So, there are these. These are filled with silica gel, and they sort of deteriorate in time, and because they just completely disappear and end up as dust in the bottom. So then I just change it out. And this costs I think it was like €4, €5, and it lasts for months. So, workbenchcnc.com. It won't let me send a link. I'll have a look at it, Big Ben. Kura is fine, especially if you're a starter. Kura is actually very good. Strictly speaking, I love the fact that I started off with Kura, because it wasn't overwhelming to me. The settings seemed fairly simple or intuitive, so I kind of got the hang of it fairly quickly. All right, Lauren, thank you very, very much for passing by. I definitely will, and please send me a detail so I can send you my maker coin. Torture test. I don't really want to torture my printers, but I do want to experiment with my printers. I like to see what the capabilities are of a printer, fair enough. But I'm more of a kind of person that likes to experiment. So I had that tag which I printed in PLA and PETG. So my idea is experimenting more in that way. And sort of, for example, I want to see what the adhesion is like between one material and the other. So for example, if I had to print some kind of movable objects, if I had to print PLA, flexible material in between, and then PLA again, just sort of get an articulated object, would that work? That's the kind of experiments I want to do. Hi, Katya. All right, Jimmy, thank you very much for passing. Have a good night. I haven't tried any Make Your Music torture test, to be honest. I'm scared to fail miserably at this point. However, I actually have thought about it, and I do wish to try the torture test on the Delta, just to try it out, because I have high hopes for that printer. I absolutely. I'm doing very well, Katja. Ich bin gut. Und da? Und du? It works. I've printed an articulated puppet with the Ultimaker 3 with Polyflex and Polymax. Wow. See, but that's it. That's the Ultimaker 3. That's a dual extruder. I know that can happen, but I want to go a step further and do it with a single extruder printer. And in doing so, what has to happen is a lot of parameters have to be changed either in the G code or manually in between prints as you pause it. So guys, tell me where you're from. Which countries am I speaking to tonight? So I've had the one how for about, I think I've had about 3 weeks now, 3.5 weeks. How does the one how Plus work with wood filaments? That. That is with wood filament. Here, let me see if I can actually. That. I forgot because I don't have autofocus on. That was printed with the one how. That came really, really, really good. I was very impressed with that, actually. Printed absolutely beautiful. And that is the Filamentum Timberfill Rosewood. So we have UK, Spain, New York, Portugal, Switzerland, Kansas, US, Glasgow. I come from France but work in China. Wow. New Zealand. Oh man, I want to come to New Zealand. I want to bungee jump in New Zealand. I'm a bit of a thrill seeker. My wife doesn't want me to though. But yeah, I've always wanted to go to New Zealand. Actually, I wanted to go to New Zealand and South Africa because they have the two most awesome bungee jumps in the world. Do you notice a bit of difference in print quality between the Wanhao and the Prusa Mark II? So, hi, Mr. Nadim. Yes, there is a bit of difference. Now, the difference could be attributed to the quality of the printer, obviously, the slicer, and the extruder. The nozzle. That's not using any 3D. It's using a Mark 10 style extruder. Plus, the hot end is completely different, and it's going to change again once I install the Flexion. So I'm very interested to find out. However, having said that, with some materials, it can print very, very nicely. As I said, the one of the Kirby's in timber keep looking at the name, Timberfill, printed absolutely flawlessly. Absolutely beautiful. So I have no quarrel with the Wanhao. I've had some issues with it, which I'll also include in the review of the Duplicator i3 Plus. Nothing major, just frustrating issues. And the same with the Prusa. I've had issues with the Prusa. It's more frustrating and annoying issues rather than make or break issues. For the Prusa, for the quality of the prints and the price, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. However, it all depends on what kind of person you are in terms of how much you want to get your hands dirty. Yeah, live stream a bungee jump. We'll see, maybe it'll be my last stream ever. I found the Rigiding Play and Play Plus, PLA and PLA Plus stuck so freaking well on my Prusa. I had trouble getting them off. That is true. They stick really well. Rigid ink filaments, the PLA filaments, are absolutely awesome. I love them. I love them to bits. What's the smallest nozzle I have used so far? It'll be interesting. I've used a 0.15 millimeter nozzle, which printed that. That is a very tiny Kirby, and just to give you an idea, that's how big it is. That took about an hour and a half to print. It's at 0.05 millimeter layers. Oh yeah, the dragon. I have to find the dragon. I knew I was going to lose the dragon. So, let me see if I can find it. I have no idea where I put the dragon. I have to find the dragon. So, the dragon is... I've printed an Adelinda dragon, which is 2 centimeters high. And I have a feeling that my daughter took it. I have a very funny feeling that she did take it, which is fine. I'll forgive her. I'll print another one. It's just a hassle to stay swapping nozzles. A guy who doesn't want to print a torture test but wants to jump from a great height. You okay? I didn't say I don't want to torture the printers. I have no problem torturing myself. Kirby's your benchy test. It's not really. It's just that I'm absolutely in love with the model. Chaos Cortex did an absolutely awesome job with this Kirby. It is just so freaking cute. And all I want to do is print a Kirby in every filament I have. And it doesn't test much because it's actually a very easy model to print. It's very printer friendly. So strictly speaking, any printer will print it out very nicely. But it's just awesome. It's that small he can't find it. It is true. It's that small that I absolutely can't find it. I have no idea where I put it. As you have children, what is your thoughts about children 3D printers? Actually, this is a subject I can get into. I am all for it. I love the look on my daughter's face every time she comes home from school. She runs in here and wants to see if I'm printing something and wants to stay watching it print and wants more things to be printed. And it's I also want her to learn modeling. So we sit down once in a while, play around in Tinkercad. She absolutely loves it. She wants furniture for the doll houses. And I'm all for it because it promotes creativity. And all right, unlike creators, thank you very much for coming by. And that's something I would love to do next year. If everything works out, I want to get a good reliable printer which I can carry around with me and actually take it to schools and show kids. I want to spark their interest in creating and 3D printing, because in here we don't really have a community of 3D printing. It just feels that either people are scared or it just doesn't want to take off in Malta. But I don't think it doesn't want to take off because there's no market for it or there's no interest. It's just that no one is promoting it. And I'm hoping that one way or another I can sort of start that community in Malta. How exactly, I don't know yet, but you always start small. The village where we live, there where my daughter goes to school, it'll probably be the start of it all. I'll go there, I'll speak to the headmistress, see if she's interested. I'll take the printer, print out a few little Kirby's for the kids. And and we'll take it from there. And if she accepts, we'll sort of go to the education department, see if they're interested, and just spark creativity with kids. I think 3D printing is absolutely amazing. I think everyone should have access to it, and I think everyone should be into it. All right. So, ladies and gents, it is now 9 to 1 in the morning, and I have to wake up in 5 hours. Yes. Yes, I did see the Small Blocks Zero 3D printer. I saw it on Dustin's review, and you know what? If Dustin is impressed with a printer, hell yeah, I'll be impressed with this printer. Dustin's standards at this point are much, much higher than mine. For the simple fact is that Dustin has a lot of experience, so he knows what he wants out of a printer and what to expect. And in my case, if I finish a print, I'm absolutely stoked. If I finish a Kirby the way I did, oh man, I'm running around and showing people how well I can print. I actually also have, if all goes well, I have a pre-order of the 101 Hero that I can test out. But I'm guessing that won't arrive until January. How many hours do I sleep at night on average? It's ironic because I figured out that if you love sleeping, do not get a 3D printer. Just don't. Just really don't. It'll take away a lot of your sleep. It not because it's too demanding. It's just you will end up just wanting to sit in front of your printers and watching it print. People say that there's nothing more boring than watching paint dry. And it's funny because it's like watching paint dry, but it's absolutely exciting. I love watching every layer going down. I probably sleep on a good day. I'll sleep 7 hours. Tonight I'll be sleeping 5. If I can get off the stream in the next 6 minutes, that is. But yeah, I try. As I said, I try to balance out my normal life, my work life, my family, and now this venture. But I'm absolutely loving this. I'm loving this so much. I actually recently I've been getting a lot of migraines because I just sit in front of a printer like this, watching every layer, and I just sit there and watch and watch and watch. And by the time I'm done, I have a huge pain in my neck, and then it goes into my head, and I have a headache. So, yeah, that happens. All right, guys. Well, my 15-20 minute live stream has now gone up to 1 hour. I guess that's actually good. Having you guys come in and fill in the chat, that's actually, it's really nice. It's overwhelming. I'm glad I have something to talk to and not talking to myself. But yes, I need to go to bed. Christmas is approaching. It's 4 days away, and I still have one video to upload. Hopefully I will do it Saturday, and that is the review of the Prusa i3 Mark II. I will be as unbiased as I can, although to be completely fair, as a consumer you can't really be completely unbiased towards a review of a printer because you've paid money for it. So it is biased from a consumer point of view, what you expect out of a printer. And I think that's the way it should be. I will say the good things about it. I will say the bad things about it because, yes, the Prusa i3 Mark II has a few things which could be improved and should be improved. But I will list them out, all of them. But the important thing to know is that it prints awesome. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go. Have a good night. If I don't speak to any of you until then, have a Merry Christmas. I wish you all the happiness in the world to you and your families. Thank you for the support. Don't forget, for anyone who commented on that videos and the winners, to please send me an email or find me on Twitter, and I'll send out the prizes as soon as possible. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night, have a good evening, have a good morning or a good day wherever you are, and happy making, everyone.